Merhaba arkadaşlar, kanalımıza tekrardan hoş geldiniz. Bugün sizlerle beraber Türkçe kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Değerli yorumlarınızı ve videolarımızı beğenmeyi unutmayınız. Videoya kaldığımız yerden devam ediyoruz. Biraz geçirirseniz. Bunlar da ne gıcık adam değmenlerim ya. Evet arkadaşlar, geçen bölümde yaşadığımız birkaç olayı anlatmak istiyorum izlemeyen arkadaşlar için. İki şövalye vardı. Bunlarla beraber bir kasabayı haydutların elinden kurtarmıştık. Onlarla beraberinde bir tane daha deve öldürmüştük. Biz sonunda da Toğuzlant'a gelip buradaki yaratık hakkında bilgi toplayıp setler incelemeye gidiyoruz. Kavga sesi diyor. Kargalar falan uçuyor. O at falan. Arkadaşlar canımı doldurmak istiyorum biraz. Börek gibi dolduracağım. Onlara ne olmuş böyle? Anasını aldım. Şöyle bir bakalım.
Throat torn open by man-like jaws, man-like, except for long fangs. Busted ribs, blood from the ears. Took a solid hit. Massacred by a vampire.
Onların da sizin gibi meraklı.
Bruxa, gotta be. In the cellar, gotta be.
Onlara böyle destek canımız olacak.
Carried the body in his cart.
Şöyle bir şuraya da bakalım.
Attacker had no trouble knocking over the
Saldırılan
cart.
arabayı kolay bir devirememiş. Bizden galiba şuraya girmemizi istiyor. Şu an buradan çok
Footprints.
korkmaya başladım. Saat
Small
benim
bare
böyle.
feet. Lead deeper into the cellar. Fell down the stairs, broke his neck.
Ayak izleri bu tarafa doğru gittiğini gösteriyor.
Hurled against the wall with great force. Used this to batter down the grate.
Kamerayı parçalanmak için adamı kullanmış.
Used this to batter down the grate.
Şöyle şuna da bakalım. Sıkıntı şu an. Büyük ihtimal burada. Kim oldu hakkında hiçbir fikrim yok. Evet, sesleri gelmeye başladı.
You. Saw you at the inn.
Bunda gördüğümüz kim? Kadın mı o?
I
Jack gibi
know
gezen
what
kadın,
you
evet.
are. Don't know why you killed these people though. Clearly wasn't for their blood.
Kanunlar için öldürmüyorsa şu yüzük için olabilir mi acaba?
We don't have to fight.
You are wrong.
Neden savaşmamız gerekiyor ki ya? Üstümüzü çıkabilirdik.
I cannot let you leave.
Ooo. Yeni yaratık oldu yani.
What now?
Kaçtım. Kaçtım, evet. Oo, sonunda kurtulduk. Kaçtım. Öldü. Sonunda öldü. Kendimize çöpümüz lazım.
All these men to get to the body. What was she doing at the table, though?
Sonunda öldürebildik ya. Bir an hiç ölmeyecek sandım, yemin ederim. Şuradan bakalım neler gelmiş bize. Şu iksiri alalım. Bir iksir acaba bize ne yapacak? Kullanalım. Şimdi buradan nereye gideceğiz? Yaratığın kurbanı desedi. Neredeydi bu? Şuradaydı aynen.
Stinks. Waterlogged. Both hands amputated.
Şişmiş, iki elde kesilmiş, ceset 4 parça bölünmüş. Kafayı inceleyelim bizim.
Laid in water for some time. Head swollen, and something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins.
Kazanan tecrübe puanı şu an 150 oldu.
Nilfgaardian florins from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast.
Tekrar renderilmeyi falan düşünmüyordur umarım. Şimdi göğsü inceleyelim.
Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this.
Kopmuş eli inceleyelim. Bence o kopmuş elde bir şey vardı, yüzük gibi.
A spare?
O olabilir.
Except it's clearly not the victim's. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing. Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs,
O
though.
hala canlı.
Or of
Bakar
their
mısınız
limbs
şimdi
seeming
arkadaşlar?
completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something.
Evet. İncelemeyi bir söyledim.
So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand belong to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces?
Bütün her şey
Lots
bile
of questions,
işe
no
yarıyor.
answers so
Yani şu an
far.
çok karmaşık.
Need to know about the other victims.
Evet.
I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.
Demirini bulduyor. Sen uçaksa gitmeliyiz. Şuradan gideceğiz. Canımız çok az. Az da olsa bize bu şeyi yapar diye düşünüyorum. Kalmayan 78 diyor.
Slower.
Gidelim.
Come on. Move it.
Buradan yukarıda var. Oyunun grafikleri şu an çok muazzam. Ne zorlanıyor. Burada büyük bir ihtimal turnuva var arkadaşlar. Aynen. Umarım biz bu turnuvaya katılıp özel yeteneklerimizi kullanıp bir şeyler kazanabiliriz. Burada insanları rahatsız eden gitmek önemli.
Hey there.
Adam burada.
Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Palmerin, What about the story of Ritik and the dragon?
Our tales for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Yeah, virtue always wins.
But the Black Knight, he's a villain and he wins. The cutter of Casteldacia too.
Çok da her şeyi merak ediyor.
That's what counts.
Rubbish.
Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Burada da turnuva var demiştin, evet.
Lead the way.
Gidelim o zaman.
Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you'll soon see.
Oha.
Someone's gonna fight a Shalmar? With only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Bence hayvana.
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher.
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd. No knight will gain any glory from this. Who's going to fight the beast?
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he promised his heart's capture a monster trophy.
Great love demands great sacrifices.
Neyse biz gidip şurası görelim.
Let's go.
Biz yaratık avlıyoruz ama insanlara zarar vermeyen yaratıkları avlamıyoruz. Geri zekalı da her şeyi atlıyor ya. Evet.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first.
Bekleyeceğiz.
Must wait.
Gerizekalını indiremezler. Bence biz gene geleceğiz bu meydana.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Oo. Evet, koptu. Oo. İşte şimdi ne olacak?
We have to help him.
Evet, ben demiştim. Of ya. Ya. Ne kullanabiliriz? Şimdi. Niye kullanalım buna. Gerizekalıya ne oldu? Bu gerizekalı bir şey ya. Bayağı canımızı aldı ya. Kaçmaya çalışıyorum şu an. Ne böyle ya? Bunu anladığım kadar ekranında biraz. Sana şunu ya. Ekran kalmadı. Kendini kapattı yine. Evet arkadaşlar, tekrardan bunu başa alacağız. Bence anladığım kadarıyla döndüğünde vuracağız. Umarım otomatik kayıt almıştır. Evet. Dediğim gibi. Sesini yükseltme diyor, anladım. Yerimizi tahmin ediyor ama. Hadi şu an. Anladım. Ses verme. Ses verme. Tuzan için diyor ya. Bildiğim bu deli. Bu hep de çalışacak böyle. Yani geçene kadar böyle olacak. Acaba buna bizim hangi büyüler şey yapabilir? Aksi mi denesek acaba? Bir. Olduğumuz yere doğru sapık bir şey yapıyor mu acaba, onu merak ettim. Şu an sese doğru geliyor. Seçemiyor anladığım kadarıyla. Anladım, öyle vurunca Bayağı gitti canım.
It's fun! Struck the monster like food!
Oo kaç. Ne yapıyor şu an o ya? Evet, az kaldı. Bir tane daha at. Çok az canım. Evet, tamamdır. Yani 3 dakika oynadık ama kazanılan tecrübe puanı şu an üstü oldu. Yani karşıdaki canavarın ne istediğini anlamadım. Ama sonunda kazandık.
Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Tecrübe puanımız bayağı yükseldi. Şu anda da bayağı bölüm kazandık.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Yapmak zorundayız.
It suffered enough.
Ben 3 defa öldürürlersen
Mine! The fight is done! Praised be the victors!
bunun gene arkasını biz toparladık.
The lad came damned close to dying.
Fine.
Hala
Not
kızıyor
hurt
ya.
at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero, but keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival, but nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
En son kontrat hakkında şey
Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full plate armor.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. Too. Guillaume suffered a few bumps, scars, and bruises, but in return gained eternal glory as he who slew the
kesinlikle
monster.
o öldürdü, evet.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Şimdi kontrat hakkında konuşalım.
Grace, my contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be? Come, we must find him.
Bunu bulmamız gerekti. Zaten bilen olmaktan bir yer oldu yani Emel'de. Etken animasyon geldik.
Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered. The very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace, Witcher.
Greetings.
İlk önce şunu söyleyelim.
Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body.
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No, a bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Her zaman değil.
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards, both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus, we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and a sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco,
Kazanın
isn't the
tecrübe
duchy's
şu anda.
temporary morgue?
Is it now?
Corvo Bianco'nun tapusu da bize
The
verelim.
Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information. How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Bundan bilgimizi aldık. İkinci kurbanın hakkında.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city, there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast?
Böyle bir istek size anlatıyorum ki dayı.
Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me, an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in a gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinch.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
The beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice.
Sıradaki yoksa Palmerin mi?
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
Your Grace, we need to find Milton immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner.
Evet.
And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses! Your Grace!
Helal olsun be. Biz atımızı tabii çağırmasak olmaz. Geldi yedim.
Why, I should... Your Highness, I...
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward! Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Gidelim bakalım ne olacak.
Your Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
Evet arkadaşlar, videoyu burada bitireceğim şu an. Önümüzdeki bölümde daha iyi videolar çekeceğim. Videoyu beğenip kanalımıza abone olmayı unutmayın. Değerli yorumlarınızı da yapmayı unutmayın. İyi günler dilerim, iyi seyirler.